Howdy folks, today we're playing Red-Black Sacrifice in Aetherdrift Standard. We played Braid Sacrifice yesterday. Today we're playing Braid Sacrifice again, this time in Red-Black instead of Red-White. The reason we're playing Red is to keep playing the, is to be able to play this Torch to Tower, the Clockwork Percussionist, Fear of Missing Out, and also Disturbing Mirth, which is a very good card. You can sacrifice another enchantment or creature on enter and draw 2 cards. And then when that enchantment gets sacrificed, you manifest Dread. So it gets so much value in a Braid stack. And so I really wanted to try Disturbing Myth in there. I didn't really think I could get the Mardu mana base to work. So trying it out here, and that means adding a lot more enchantments or, enchantment types. Like, so Fear of Missing Out is an enchantment or creature. Bloodghast is a creature that returns, which is really nice. Still have the Gas Guzzler in there. Final Vengeance also sacrifices a creature or enchantment, so it's more of an enchantment-themed deck. You got the Hopeless Nightmare, the Momentum Breaker still. The Spiteful Hexmage makes this token enchantment that we really want to sacrifice because, we have 1 mana 3/2 here, and that is a 1 mana 1/1 instead, so we can sacrifice the cursed token. And it's actually just a straight-up benefit. This Clockwork Percussionist is a creature we can sacrifice and get an extra card for the next turn. Very interesting deck, pretty different than the last deck, I think. So I'm interested to see how the red compares to the white version of the deck, and I'm not sure which one is better, but we're here to find out, so let's check it out on the ladder. Alrighty, opponent is going first here, and this is a pretty good hand. Let's keep this here. Opponent's on Seachrome Coast. I wonder what that could be. Control probably is not ideal for us. Farm Verge, probably control. Yeah, the Grim Bauble, not ideal. Let's play this FOMO, get rid of this Grim Bauble out of our hands. Didn't have the No More Lies. That's good to know. Maybe it's not control. I feel like control often has a Phantom Interference or No More Lies there or something else, some other counter spell. Could just be a weird build of control, though. Weird hand, maybe even. They saw us discard this Grim Bauble. If they're a control deck, they're probably feeling good about that. Got this FOMO. Have a Disturbing Myth we can sacrifice something for potentially eventually. Stack with the FOMO. Restless Anchorage really makes me think it is some sort of control deck. Let's get rid of this Final Vengeance. I don't know if they'll have a creature we're really looking to get rid of. Okay, yes, we have another one. Okay. Go ahead and pass the turn. They probably have Lockdown in their deck or Day of Judgment, so they could Wrath our board here, certainly. Definitely not an archetype I don't think we're looking to play against. I think we're finding it's aggro and other mid-range slanted decks. This deck, control, we'll see. They have a base. Okay, we have this Final Vengeance for that. Go to our turn. So we have this Disturbing Myth. So what do we want to do here? Probably want to kill the base and attack. We could Braids. I think we want to Disturbing Myth. Sacrifice the FOMO. And Final Vengeance. Sacrifice the Disturbing Myth. Let's go ahead and do that. Draw a couple cards. Final Vengeance. Target the Beza. Sacrifice Disturbing Myth. Manifest Dread. Let's get a Bloodghast. Might as well. Let's attack. Untap our Fear of Missing Out. If our opponent wants a block here, I think to me that means they do have a Wrath in hand. Yep. Okay, yep, they're just gonna Wrath us. So I think that means we're gonna play this Hopeless Nightmare. Bring us to 20 all. They want to Wrath this, that's fine. They discarded a Flood Farm Verge. They have a Fountain Port. Day of Judgment coming, yep. We have a Braids, though. And yeah, let's Gas Guzzle. Or we could just get this Bloodghast back, actually. I think we can hold the Gas Guzzler, yeah. Let's sacrifice the Bloodghast, I think. Draw a card with a Disturbing Myth, pass the turn. See what our opponent has here. Meticulous Archive, sure thing. Are they gonna pass? Looks like it. Maybe not. They might want to kill our braids while they can. Jace, that's fine. They can tick up on our braids, but nothing crazy there. Go to our turn. Another Hopeless Nightmare, which is not bad. Yeah, let's Disturbing Mirth, sacrifice this Hopeless Nightmare. Draw a couple cards. Scry 2. This can go on the bottom. We can keep the Gas Guzzler, I think, though. We can braids them again, see what they're holding on to. Ride's End, there's probably another removal spell or a Wrath. Let's get the Guzzler going. Pass the turn, let's sacrifice the Nightmare, keep the Mirth for next time. FOMO will keep, Torch can go to the bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 14. Sunfall would be good here. Jace minuses, okay.
I know where to find
Needed a card, they felt like. Down to 14. Sunfall, yep. Goes our turn. Let's play Braids. Blackcleave Cliffs. Get this Bloodghast back. And we can either sack the Bloodghast or the Mirth. Let's try to guzzle here. Pass the turn, and let's sack the Bloodghast. Get another Bloodghast in hand. Pass the turn. Opponent's at 12. Eventually, these Bloodghast will start having haste. We can get our opponent to 10. I think that's our plan in the immediate term. I want to avoid a Wrath here. They can look at the top 5. They can get Land, Day of Judgment. Land, Day of Judgment is pretty good. If we can avoid exactly that, though, we can get our opponent below 10, and then we can start cooking with these Bloodghasts. One in the graveyard, one right here. Got a Jace, but really that's just going to mill us eventually. Not too scared of that. They would need Jace. 2 Jaces in hand. Maybe that's what they're looking. They could look for a couple more Jaces and just hope not to die next turn. If I was my opponent, I'd be pretty safe that I'm not going to die next turn. Ticking up, okay. They have this 2/2. Okay, ticks up on our Guzzler. That means they're going to Ride Ends our Braid. I think that does mean they're going to Ride End our Braid. So I don't know if we want to attack with it. Let's Mirth our Mirth. Manifest Dread. Another Braids means I think now we're fine to attack. Some with just the Braids. I think we're gonna get Rides ended here, but I think that's part of the plan with this Braids here. Whale, okay, Whale's fine. Keep that on top. Play a Braids. Play a Nightmare. Put our opponent at 10. Discarded to change the equation. Sacrifice. So we're gonna draw a card. But we're gonna Manifest Dread. Let's get rid of this Hopeless Nightmare. Draw the Braids. Put them to 8. We'll keep a Lance. We can get back to Bloodghast. Percussionist can go to the bottom. Let's pass the turn here. Land plus Sunfall can get us low. 2 Jaces kills us here. Stock up. Looking for the second Jace, I'd assume. Land plus second Jace kills us. Just second Jace without a land doesn't kill us. So we'll see. They took those pretty fast, though. They minus us here. I think we know it's going to be... Yep, okay. I think they have us here with the Jace plus second Jace. We got close. It's tough against this sort of deck because you have to be measured against the... you have to be measured against their wraths, but also, you know, they have this sort of win con Jace that puts the pressure on you, and that's why I'm pretty, you know, I advocate pretty hard for having these Jaces in the blue-white control decks because they're pretty good against just like what we have going on. It can close out the game when maybe you're not expecting it to. They're going to draw 3 cards though. They're at 8. They milled our land. Let's guzzle here. Or, yeah, map here, I mean, rather. Land is good. That means we can get a Bloodghast, 2 Bloodghasts back. Get both Bloodghasts here. Take action, both have haste. We can play a Bloodghast, and then also have room for a Braids. So let's do that. And then we can sacrifice an enchantment so they can't get rid of an enchantment. I really thought they had another Jace here to mill us out. Should just have 1 rides in here or block with the incubator. Yeah, okay. They can't deal with it. We had 10 attacking them plus a Braids in hand. We were able to successfully just kind of maneuver our card draw and keep getting Disturbing Mirths down, and kind of surprising we were able to beat a control deck there, honestly. I think that's kind of a bad matchup, especially with the Jaces in their deck. They couldn't find the second copy of Jace to mill us out, though, and we got there. GG's. Alrighty, opponent's going first here. We have Hexmage on 1. No red mana unless we draw a Swamp or a Mountain. Probably likely to draw one of those, though. We'll keep. Opponent on Meticulous Archive. Could this be another... Oh, that was a nice draw. Could this be another control deck? Could be interesting. Kind of surprised to see that. Just straight up planes. Get this FOMO down. See if they have no more lies. Looks like they do. Okay, exiles the FOMO. Better than exiling the Bloodghast there. That's why they cast the FOMO. Mazemind Tome. Interesting. No lands. Let's FOMO. Discard the Bloodghast. Don't think we want to play it this turn though, because we're pretty scared of temporary lockdown. Although, would our opponent really have temporary lockdown in their deck if they're playing Mazemind Tome? They probably wouldn't, right? So maybe I should have discarded the Bloodghast and played the land there, because they probably don't have Mazemind Tome. Sorry, they probably don't have temporary lockdown. I don't know. That's what I was worried about there. Certainly, you were able to get it back here. We have Momentum Breaker. Yeah, get it back. Attack. Opponent has Get Lost, maybe. Could just draw with the Tome too. Obviously, the Tome has a priority stop here. Looks like Get Lost. Sure. Alright, we'll attack here. Put some Momentum Breaker. Make them sacrifice. Or discard. Looks like they can't sacrifice, they'll be discarding. That's probably a land they just put on top. So I think we want to get value out of these maps while we can. Quazul's Flanker. Okay, kill the they put on the Percussionist. That's the thing we want them to kill the most. Don't want to torch the tower. Percussionist. Don't want Final Vengeance either. Already have one of those in hand. They play a vase in here. That's fine. We can just sacrifice with a Bloodghast. Yeah, I think we're just attacking here. No use to play the land pre-combat for the Bloodghast reasons. Okay, put it down to 9. 2 here. Pretty confident we're gonna get. Oh wait, the Bloodghast on the field. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, pretty confident we're gonna get Sunfall next turn. So, I can't really avoid it though. I think we're just going to get blown out by Sunfall. See if they have the untapped land. They might not have it. They didn't have land on turn 2. No untapped land. I would draw here, but I didn't have an untapped land. Gain the 4 life and just draw right now. Jace. Okay. Full 4 cost Jace. You're going to tick up on one of my creatures. Ticks up on the Percussionist. My turn. Mirth. Mirth is good. Let's sacrifice the Bloodghast. Since you can come back with haste. Hopeless Nightmare. We have Restless Vents is a good draw. Bring the Bloodghast back. Yep. Hopeless Nightmare. This could kill creatures or planeswalkers. It'd be absurd. Okay, opponent discards another Jace. It's interesting. Attack with both. I could have. Oh, I should have sacrificed the curse token there. That was on me. That was bad by me. Opponent didn't activate the tome. Plussing here. Do they have land Sunfall? No. Interesting. So you can gain life here. That might just be their plan. They probably have a removal spell though. Okay, let's attack. Attack all our opponents. Discard this swamp, draw a card. Gas Guzzler, okay. They're gonna draw, yep. Gonna go up to 8. Gonna go down to 3 if they don't have a removal spell though. Down to 3. Increase our speed. Yeah, I think we're just gonna pass. Don't need to overextend another creature here. Gonna plus on our Percussionist again. No, they're gonna minus on us to try to draw a card. Opponent might be desperate. Okay, Sunfall coming. Yep. And we have this Reckless Vents. Sure. Go to our turn. Bloodghast. Into Vents, not quite enough. It's not fast enough. We have so much speed. Oh, we do have enough for Bloodghast into Vents. Okay, I'm just tripping. I don't know why I was tripping. Apparently I had enough. Sweet. Bloodghast had the haste. I miscounted my mana. Doesn't matter. Another control deck down. 2 games in. 2 wins against control decks. Wasn't expecting that. Is it actually a good matchup and I was wrong? We will see. GG's. Alrighty, on the play this time. Have a pretty solid start with this Spiteful Hexmage. And this Verge. Let's just play this Hexmage, not reveal their red mana on turn 1. I don't think it matters, but we'll see. We can sacrifice this enchantment to exile a creature if we need to. Most likely this next turn is going to involve the FOMO. Bonus Lush Portico. This probably is the domain deck. Yeah, Analyze the Pollen. Definitely the domain deck. So I think that means this Torch the Tower is not very good. Disturbing Mirth. Yep, we can sacrifice this enchantment on it next turn to get in for more damage. They probably have temporary lockdown, unfortunately. Temporary lockdown would severely hamper what we have going on with the Beanstalk. We'll see if they have lockdown or not next turn. Yeah, let's Mirth. Get rid of this. Enchantment. Draw a couple cards. Sulfurous Spring is solid. Attack for 5. Keep up Torch the Tower and Final Vengeance. Okay, no. They won't have at this turn the temporary lockdown. Could have Ride's End here. We have Momentum Breaker and a couple Final Vengeances. We also have this Braids to get rid of, to sacrifice the Disturbing Myth. I think that we'll probably get into. Good our turn. Oh, a lot of Torch Towers. Let's get in here, see if they want to Ride's End. Either of our creatures. I think they have it. They're just having to decide if that's what they want to do. Alright, down to 9. 9's an important number because that means our Bloodghasts are online. Could have exactly get lost for our Braids here. They do. Okay, get lost for the Braids. Go to our turn, see if they have Day of Judgment or not. Could have Overlord as well. Torch the Tower will do well against that, though. They do have Day of Judgment, okay. Yep. We have Hopeless Nightmare and Momentum Breaker, I suppose. Let me make them lose 2 lives, see what else they do. Razor Verge Thicket, sure. Momentum Breaker. Kind of stalling out right now. Got rid of some cards for them, though. 2 lands. Okay, maybe their hand's weak then, if they just had a bunch of lands in hand. Overlord, draw a card. We have some torches for that, though. Lush Portico, sure. Pens. Swamp. No creatures, though. Sacrifice a Hopeless Nightmare to Scry. Could Torch the Tower some things. Yeah, let's just pass the turn for now. We can double shoot Azure if they have Azure this turn. Okay, doesn't look like they're playing Azure if they have it. Probably worried about removal spells from us. Sacrifice this Nightmare, try to find some creatures. There's just something to do. Scry 2. FOMO, good enough. FOMO would torch the tower away. Better than a random draw, I think. Go to our turn. FOMO is torch the tower away. Percussionist, huh? Okay. Let's get the Percussionist going. Since it has haste, I think it's worth trying to target it with a map token. Definitely opens us up to a 0 attack next turn, but to be honest, we can't really beat a 0 attack anyway. Leyline Binding the Percussionists? Sure. Okay, you can have my 1/1, that's fine. FOMO, we don't have... So we have creature, instant, and enchantment. We don't have sorcery in their graveyard, so if we snipe a creature, we get the FOMO Delirium effect going in here. If we can Final Vengeance the creature. Okay. Down to 11. Opponent's at 7. Are they going to just play like an Overlord of the Mistmoors or something? Or Hauntwoods, I mean. Overlord of the Hauntwoods for Impend, not even full. Keeps up a Ride's End, I think, for this fear of missing out. Yeah, this has to be Ride's End. Could be Get Lost, but I think it's Ride's End. A couple of Impending. Okay, let's get rid of this Mirth. Manifest Dread here. I think it's worth it. They have counter spells in this deck. I'm kind of surprised. Are they going to shoot my FOMO? Because I think I'm going to sacrifice it. Okay, Manifest Dread and sack. Another Mirth down there. Oh, certainly getting the Bloodghast. And now we have Delirium. Definitely expecting a removal spell here. Yeah, target the FOMO. Fear of missing out. If you don't know what FOMO is, the first 4 letters, FOMO. Opponent Might be taking damage on a 3 here? No, okay. Leyline Binding, sure. Sure thing. Make this a 3/3 or get a land. They want to get rid of my 2/2 again here? Sure, if you just want to leyline bind my 2/2 for days, that's fine. I don't think anything happens if I turn this up. I don't think it changes the creature at all. I think it still gets a leyline binded. Okay, opponent's at 7. We're at 11. Their Mistmores is going to go off this turn. Zur here would hurt. Yeah, we just can't actually beat a Zur. Okay, we'll make them animate stuff. But yeah, tough matchup. This is not the matchup you're looking to run into with this deck. I think it's even worse than Control because they could just over and over again animate all these creatures. And this enough is 10. Yeah, I don't think we can't get through this. GG's. Yeah, it's close. Bad matchup. I think you're really trying to dodge Domain. It's probably the main thing. As you can see, we can beat Control, and I'm sure we can beat the aggro decks with our build. So Domain is what you're not looking to play against. You have to draw basically perfectly and hope your opponent doesn't draw well. Didn't work out on that one, but good lesson to learn. GG's. Alrighty, we're going first here. Yeah, we don't have any red mana, but I think we keep this. And we'd rather start on a Guzzler or Hexmage? Start on a Guzzler, I suppose. A little more aggressive than the Hexmage, given our current hand. Okay, this is Gruul. Gruul aggro, probably. Probably have a Heartfire hero here. Or Torch the Tower, exiles it. Okay, that's fine. It's not getting used on our Bloodghast at least. Yeah, let's be mana efficient here. Don't know if we're ever going to be able to cast this FOMO in the recent time. And this way we can have something we want to sacrifice with the Bloodghast or with the Final Legends in order to kill something here. Heartfire hero, sure thing. Yeah. Oh, actually, we can just play the Hexmage, sacrifice the Curse token. Go to the Curse token. Swing in for 2. Need to draw red mana, though, badly. Started our engines. 3/2 though. We'll block this Hired Claw if they attack with it. Probably means they have a Monstrous Rage or Talent. Okay, Talent even means we'll block this surely. If they want to attack. Okay, they don't want to attack. Can't do anything there. We'll attack though. One down to 14. No red mana here is a little disturbing. Emberheart Challenger, sure. See if they have Monstrous Rage to pair with it or not. Or just a +1/+1 is pretty good as well. Don't put it on the Challenger. Interesting. Gonna pass, huh? Okay. We'll target the Hired Claw. Sacrifice the Bloodghast. Monstrous Rage does make this 4 health, but at least they're using it on defense if they want to. Could just Torch the Tower this as well. Okay, yeah, no, it's a 4/4, but they use it on defense. They have a Monstrous Rage here, of course. That was... Oh, it's only until the end of the turn. Okay, could have been worse. Innkeeper's Talent, though, does trigger the Emberheart Challenger. And with us, with a lack of red mana here, I don't know if we're going to be able to get through. That was a risk with keeping the hands. These Blazemire Verges do have that problem, and we got lucky, drew the swamp earlier in the game once. Screaming Nemesis is crazy, though. Oh, that is a tough one. They're definitely playing it here. 3/3 haste. Okay, let's see what we get. And to give this Ward 1. Sulfurous Springs. Okay, yeah, we do get a Bloodghast back. We could sacrifice it. Can't block, obviously. Could FOMO discard something. Says trample from the monster's rage. I think we're in trouble here, folks. I'm not sure we can win anymore. Not sure what to do. I guess the Mirth digs us deeper into the deck, so we're gonna do this because we need help right now. Momentum Breaker, not bad. If they don't play any more creatures, we can double Breaker if we draw another one. We don't have another land for it though, so that's not a possibility. We can Breaker and Percussionists. Opponent definitely could just have lethal here, though, with their Rock Face Village. And Manifold Mouse is certainly lethal if they have it. Okay, this means you wouldn't tap that if you had Manifold Mouse. Okay, Innkeeper's Talent. So this is 8, 9, 10. Questing Druid makes 11. Down to 5. Playing Questing Druid would be a good idea. Just as a creature. Yeah, no, that was a good play. Yeah, Sulfurous Springs. Yeah, I guess we just have to Bloodghast your thing. We just have to hope that they sacrifice the wrong thing to this Momentum Breaker. Like if they sacrifice their Challenger, we still have a chance. Yeah, that was a good play to have the Druid alive there. Yeah. Can't beat it there. Dang, GG's. Stuck on that red mana for too long. Alrighty, we have all our colors of mana this time. So, yeah, we get the Vents on turn 1. FOMO, discard Bloodghast turn 2. Not a bad start. Might have to Torch the Tower or something on turn 2, depending on what our opponent plays, though. If this is a mono-red deck. Let's see, opponent's on 6 cards. I feel like the more often you're mulliganing, the more often you are to be mono red. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's torch this. Exile it off the beat. And yeah, I think we might as well. Pass the turn here. Could have Hopeless there, but I think keeping up the Torch the Tower is fine. Interesting. This is not a card I was expecting. This is just black mana. Yeah, let's cast the FOMO. Discard this Bloodghast. Yeah, I guess I could have done that backwards, so that way we could have played the Bloodghast this turn. Yeah, let's keep the Torch the Tower up past the turn. We want to use the Torch the Tower on this Hazoret, but they don't have the speed for it yet, so we're going to avoid that. Alright, Gas Guzzler. Let's start with the Gas Guzzler to get the engines going. Hopeless Nightmare. It's something we can bargain, which is nice. Now we're not really getting something too valuable, though, I don't think. Okay, let's get Bloodghast back. Let's attack here. Opponent gonna shoot our FOMO with a Witchstalker Frenzy their whole turn. Okay, that's fine by us. We already got the start your engines going with the Hopeless Nightmare. Opponent's on 1 engine speed. They're gonna pass here. Okay, they can't deal damage to us again. Okay, the Final Vengeance can get rid of the Hazoret. Let's just attack with both here. up our speed. And I think we want to keep this land in hand. I don't think we're going to use all our mana anytime soon. I guess actually for the Restless Vents, though, we could. No, I think that's convinced me. Yeah, the Restless Vents. Let's pass the turn to actually play our land. Because we want to keep lands in hand to be able to play the Bloodghast. But I think with the Restless Vents, we can fire that up and Torch or Final Vengeance next turn. Either way, super weird build of mono red from our opponent with this Hazoret Godseeker in it. They didn't really do much. These are probably just pump spells that they can't use because this creature can't attack. I mean, it is a 2-mana 5/3 indestructible haste, but your engines need to be started, so it's more of a finisher than a turn 2 creature. So we really largely ignored it every turn and didn't need to torch it. So wouldn't recommend that build of mono red, but teach their own. GG's. Alrighty, we're going first. And we have all our colors and mana, Hopeless Nightmare on turn 1, Disturbing Mirth turn 2, Braids turn 3. Depending on what our opponent's does, that's pretty good. Opponent does mulligan down to 6. This looks like an aggressive red deck just based off their profile here. Nice thing is next turn we can take it off to Mirth next turn. Okay, this Forest Dispersal. I don't know what's going on. I do know we're going to Mirth the Nightmare though. Scry 2. Hexmage. Good, I think. We're gonna Cleaves and Braids next turn. It might get countered. We will see. If it gets countered, we have a Mirth eventually. If it doesn't get countered, let's sacrifice the Mirth, Manifest Dread. Draw another card. This Hexmage. Have a good amount of power in play now. It's a powerful start from us. Bloodghast Verge. This is just control, I suppose. It's attack. Do they have a Ride's End here or Get Lost? Nothing, huh? Okay, we're gonna Nightmare them. See what they discard. Gets them under the 10 life threshold for this Bloodghast. Omniscience. I see now. Okay, I think that means we just want to get everything we can on the battlefield. Try to present lethal next turn. So we're going to do that with the Mirth. Target the Hexmage, it's fine. Mirth, sacrifice the Curse token. The FOMO, sacrifice the Nightmare or the Mirth. This sacrificing the Mirth certainly gives us lethal next turn. So let's do it. Do we need several removal spells? Get the Cleaves here. Actually, we should have switched that, so it would have been more delirium for the FOMO. Alright, let's see if they can recommission this Omniscience. Yep, okay, what does it get them, though? Confounding Riddle. Okay, what can they do here? Lockdown. They didn't put the Lockdown in their hand, which is scary. Now they're just going to have a bunch of cards that look for other cards. Can they beat us here, though, is the real question. Stock up, okay, yeah. No, it's fine. What's their winner, though? It's just like Atraxa. We're not totally scared of that. If it's many Atraxas, okay, then we're kind of scared. Flagy Archaeologists. Okay. I guess we should have kept the removal spell up. I didn't know that Abuelo's Awakening could give them... I am shocked that they just conceded. What even just happened? This Abuelo's Awakening made a creature. I didn't know that this is one of the reanimation spells they were using. That's good to know in the future, so you can keep your Torch of Towers up to remove it. But they didn't find more stock ups or things to search through their deck, or I don't really know what was going on there. Weird. Feels like they should have had a better opportunity to contend in that game. They did their thing, got their stuff on turn 4, but we won anyway, so I'll take it. GG's, let's hit the wrap up. Alrighty, and we're back with a wrap up for Red Black Sacrifice in Aetherdrift Standard. And I think the main thing that stuck out to me just immediately with the deck is the mana base. I think the mana base you can change around. Maybe you can even add like a Fabled Passage or two to play better with your Bloodghast. But it just feels like you don't always have red mana when you need it. And this deck is a lot more dependent on red mana than yesterday's deck was dependent on white mana, with the Torch to the Towers being your premier removal spell and then Disturbing Mirth being just an absurdly powerful card in the deck. Fear of Missing Out is also good. Feels like you want, I don't know, maybe more mountains in this deck. I'm not really sure how you would balance it out. But there's only 6 mountains or swamps to trigger your Blazemire Verges. So your Verges are swamps a vast majority of the time, and that's definitely a problem. There's also only 20 lands in the deck, so I think I would look at the mana base for this deck a little bit more. I would have to think about it, see what I want to change there. But the deck overall still performed well. I mean, we, you can see the deck has chops against aggro. We beat control. Even domain, I think, is a very skewed matchup. You don't want to play domain. You're going to lose to domain a good amount of the time. But you can beat almost everything else in the format, I think, with this deck. And the nice thing about this build of the deck is you get to see so much more of your deck overall. You get to your Braids more often, I think, with the FOMO draw discard, Disturbing Myth draw discard, Clockwork Percussionist, exile, and look at the top card of your library, and you still get to have all these other elements of your deck as well. I think both decks are ready for slightly different metagames. I think, but overall, both decks are viable. They're very similar. The other one is a Rotten Mouth Viper deck, which I think you could probably make this deck into a Rotten Mouth Viper deck, but you'd have to cut some important cards. I think you just really are locked into, I think the Hexmage here is just so good in the Disturbing Mirths builds of this deck. I think you have to have 4 Hexmage, 4 Mirth, 4 Nightmare. They're just such a core to this deck, and if you're playing red, you really, really need to have this for Torch to Tower, I think. And then so you can see we kind of had to shave cards elsewhere. We shaved Bloodghast, we shaved down to 20 lands, shaved to Braids, and we're only playing 2 Bauble, 2 Momentum Breaker, which are really very powerful spells. Only playing 3 Gas Guzzlers. So maybe the solution is to cut Clockwork Percussionist, up your Gas Guzzler, up your Bloodghast, up your Braids. Not really sure. It's a solid deck as is, but I think there's a lot more fine tuning that we can do to make this deck the best that it could be for the best of one metagame, which is, I think, it's a good spot for this deck to be. A deck that's already pretty powerful. It can win games. We were in, I think, Platinum rank today, just winning some solid amount of games. It's a good place for it to be, where that's where you're starting out, and then you can adjust the deck to attack other angles of the metagame, or just to make the deck better in general with different mana-based pieces. Cool deck. I was excited to play it. Hopefully you guys have a lot of these cards so you can play it already without getting too many wild cards. There's not really too many rares. You have Braids, Mana Base, and then Bloodghast is rare. Fear of Missing Out is a rare. But a lot of these other cards, Hexmage is rare, but you might have Hexmage already from formats past. Gas Guzzlers are rare. There's a good amount of rares in here. In total, does it tell you in this? I thought it told you here. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, I thought it told you how many rares there were. Maybe not. Okay, maybe it doesn't tell you the deck breakdown. But yeah, a lot of rares here, considering the mana base. But the creatures and whatnot, not too many rares. Hopefully you can build this, though, I guess was the main point of this rant, was hopefully you can build this and play it out. It's a fun deck, and you can definitely win games if you like this sacrifice style. Until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.